Unity, love, abundance, prosperity, and all things divine. I hope all is well. Happy Jupiter cycle. I hope everyone is enjoying this Jupiter cycle and expanding in every way, shape, and form in which they know how to expand. And the message I have for today is, piggybacking off of what I said yesterday in regards to having an understanding of the intensity of your emotions. Now, when you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, and you look and see all the things in which you've experienced that cause you to be able to feel at the intensity in which you feel now, is showing you exactly how much of an effect that your emotional body has tethered to these different situations with people and places and things that you've experienced in the past, and even if you're experiencing presently as well. And for you to be able to see these things, you got to have a pretty good understanding of who you are at the core. Your emotions are showing you the things in which you either A, move away from and get rid of. B, is showing you the levels in which you're able to feel. Or C, all of the above. Now, your emotions tells the story a lot of times. Sometimes your emotions can play games on you, depending on where your mind is tethering to. For example, you can get triggered all over again just simply off of thinking about a situation that you were in that was unfavorable. And then it expands because your mind fixates on that thing. And then when your mind fixates on it, it starts to show in other parts of your being as well. Like you can feel it in your body because your body can resonate to that feeling and that emotion that came with that said situation. It's almost like you can compare it to when you go and watch a movie over and over and over again, and you know every part of the movie and you know how it makes you feel. Like, for example, when I watched the movie Friday, funniest movie I ever seen. It's a hood classic. And every time I watch it, I know every word to the movie to the point where I might as well have directed it myself. And the feeling that I get when I watch that movie, like I'm happy. Because I love to watch things that are funny. Because it lifts up my mood if I'm down. Or if I'm not down. Because I'll watch it even if I'm not in the down mood. But the effect that said thing has on your body is like every time you watch this thing or everything that you experience this movie, you feel these things. So that's how it is with your emotions. In the situations that your emotions were heightened in, you feel it again. It's intense. The only way you'll be able to move past it is if you come to the ropes and a realization that this said thing that's causing this feeling happened already. I experienced it already. But why am I still feeling it? The reason why you're still feeling it because it's still some crumbs left. It's like when you have a pack of cookies, you eat some Chips Ahoy, and that's if you eat that. And you have the crumbs from the cookie left over. Well, that's how it is when it comes down to the situation. You still have these feelings that still arise. And it may not be as intense as it was when you went through it, but there's still a level of intensity to it because you experienced it. You can't move away from it until you come to the realization that, well, this happened. I know what I learned from it. This is what I did in the situation. This is what the other parties did in the situation. Now I've come to the ropes the fact that I can't change this. But what I can do is set boundaries and make them clear and even vocalize them to these people that may have played a role in this. So that way I can continue to move forward in my life. Because I can't allow myself to be a prisoner to my thoughts and my emotions. Because if I do, I will keep on going through this stage of suffering over and over and over again until I do what I need to do to release myself from it and let it go. Now the message today is you, again, just like I said yesterday, you don't have to be a prisoner to your emotions. You can feel them. And you can recognize them for what they are. And you can let them go. Right now, I'm experiencing that right now with a lot of different situations that happen in my life. And it's almost like these things just keep coming. But the reason why they keep coming is because of the energy that's present with these planetary bodies. And where it sits when it comes down to your chart. I'm talking about your birth chart. I'm talking about your personal chart when it comes down to when your solar return come around. And you know what energies you're dealing with. And you know what planetary bodies is going to be there with these energies that's going to help to bring about change. Now, why am I talking about this on this Jupiter cycle? Is because Jupiter is here to show you where you can take away what you keep on expanding within yourself. Like these different emotions, stuff like that. When you keep on expanding it, and especially when it's detrimental to your being and your emotional body, then why you want to continue to experience that? When you know you can flip yourself out of that. In a year 8, if you turn the 8 to the side, it's an infinity loop. Now these can be tethered to cycles. And what cycles are you going to bring to a close so that way you can flip out of that cycle and you can get back to living your life instead of holding on to these cycles? Because you could be very well the reason why these cycles continue to play out as if it's going on presently when it has already come to pass. And in closing with this message, take the time to be able to look at these things and recognize it for what it is, what it was able to show you, and what you are going to do moving forward, so that way you will continue to experience this pain, this hurt, and this suffering that you could very well be putting yourself through. Not nobody else, but you could be putting through yourself. Recognize these things. Put energy to it so you can release it and let it go. Other than that, I love y'all. I'm thankful and grateful for y'all. Have an amazing, beautiful, abundant, and prosperous rest of y'all Jupiter cycle.